Hello, hello, and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I'm Fable, and for the next hour, we are going to do EFT, which is known as Emotional Freedom Techniques, also tapping. So if that sounds familiar to you, then great. If this is your first time here and you have no idea what's going on, don't worry. Just follow along. It's very simple. I will get you through it, and you will have a full experience of EFT by the end. It is a set of techniques which are really great at addressing overwhelm and trauma in the body. There's a lot of great science behind it. It's been clinically studied quite a bit. We have videos of all of that on our YouTube channel. So I don't really go into the explanation here because the point of this hour is for you to be able to experience it. So go read about all of it, but then come here to tap along. Whether it's your first time or it's something that you've been doing for a while, my hope is to create an environment for you to tap with other like-minded people, to feel safe in a space of community, and maybe learn a different aspect or a different approach than you've tried before with tapping. The channel, if you're wanting to go see the videos, is EFT Universe. Just put that in search bar, that will pop up. And if it is your first time here today, welcome. If it is not your first time, welcome back. I'm happy to have all of you here today. I'm going to give a quick little rundown of how this is going to flow, and then we'll jump right into the tapping. I have a live chat that I check in on as often as I can throughout the session, and I will incorporate as many suggestions that are put there by those of you here live as I can. And if I choose a topic that's slightly off for you, it doesn't really connect with you immediately, I will give you suggestions on how you can better form that to yourself. EFT is all about empowerment. We want you to feel as though this is your session and I am here as your guide to fall back on if you need me. Otherwise, I really want you to feel empowered to take this on and make it your tapping session. If it feels a little too vulnerable to put a suggestion into the chat, no worries. You can always email me. Now, that is something that it will take a week to get to me to where I can put it here on the live, but I can do it anonymously. And my email is at the top of the chat. I will also speak it. It is Fable, Fable, at EFTuniverse.com. So that way we can chat. Also, if you have questions, feel free to email me. I am here for you as a resource outside of this hour that we have together today. Let's see. Is that everything? Oh, and I tend to stay in one tapping spot. Now, the reason I do that, we have a series of tapping spots. If you've done tapping before, generally we start here, then go here, and then around the face, and then on the chest, and then back to the hand. That is still the protocol. The single reason why I stay in one spot is because I want to be boring. What I don't want is for you to be getting into a really good flow and then look at the screen and then see that you're still here and now I'm here, and then feel like you're behind and get pulled out of that really good space that you were finding with your tapping session. So normally I would follow the person that's in front of me, but since I don't get to see you here, I just make myself boring and stay in one spot. One spot is perfectly fine. You can have a full release in an EFT session with one spot. So if there is a spot that is uncomfortable for you, or you are feeling really good in one spot and you're like, oh, I just want to stay here the whole time. Yes, please do. Skip spots, stay on spots, do what feels best to your body. That is your body communicating, hey, this is optimum for us right now. Okay, I think that's everything. So I will go ahead and say hi in the chat. Then we will take a moment to ground and then we'll get right into tapping. Okay. Hello, Donette. I'm so glad that you're here. Hi, Mama Hutch. Hello, Mary. Oh, thank you, Mama Hutch. Yeah, I did some things today. Hello, Gregory. Anya, hello, and Tanya. Oh, thank you very much. And Zarina, hello. Yes, busy tapping a day with a summit. Yes, yeah, such a fantastic event that they hold. I love it. Um, Zahara, hello. Staying above, receiving a positive feedback. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that. Can you elaborate a little bit, Zahara, on staying above receiving positive feedback? Thank you, Serena. Has anyone had success with tapping for tinnitus? So I will talk to the tinnitus real fast. So, or tinnitus. I've heard it said both ways. I say tinnitus because I grew up in the Midwest. But it is a symptom, right? Just like maybe a headache is or insomnia is. It's not the root issue of something, but it is created by a root issue. It is an outcome, it is a problem. So you absolutely can tap on it, just like we do tap on insomnia and pain. But what might be helpful for that, Mama Hutch, is to even tap on, I wonder what the root issue of this might be. And we can maybe address some of that if we end up doing a physical body tap today. So thank you for asking your question. Hello, Richard. Oh, so you can always make it to the live event. Richard, we will take you when we can get you. If you watch the videos or if you just make it here live when you can, we love it. No apology necessary. We're glad that you're here today. Okay. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay. So staying above all negativity. Got it. Eileen, hello. Okay. Feeling overwhelmed with sorting out priorities. Oh, I feel you there. That is a weekly, if not a daily thing for me. So I have a lot of suggestions that help kind of alleviate that. And Tanya, could we tap on root issues to physical manifestations? Ooh, I like the way you worded that. Thank you for that. Yeah, absolutely we can. All right, go ahead and keep your suggestions coming. Let's go ahead and start to get grounded. So as we draw our attention to this moment right now where our bodies physically reside, let's go ahead and take a breath. And out. And just breathe normally. Just notice your body. Notice the boundaries of your body. If you were to take a pencil or a crayon and trace around like a silhouette of your body, just notice this space that your body is currently in. That's all we're doing is noticing. Where are the borders of your body and the surrounding environment? Where are those right now? Taking note, and let's take another breath. And now feel inside the borders of this outline that we've just noticed. Notice if there's any part of your body that is speaking louder than any other parts. And what is it saying? Is it saying, I feel pain, I feel cold, I feel warm, I feel fidgety, I feel tired, I feel like I need to go to the bathroom, I feel thirsty. If it's something that you can accommodate right now very easily, go ahead and give yourself permission to do so. And if it's you have to go grab a blanket or go to the bathroom, go do it now. You won't miss much, I promise. And if it's some sort of movement, or if you're not quite sure, go ahead and just try something out. Even if it's just acknowledgement, you could just put your hand maybe over where there's some pain and say, oh, yes, I hear that. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for letting me know. Even if it's something you've known about for a long time, just acknowledge it right now. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know. And let's take another breath and let it out. Now go ahead and take both of your hands and consider them to be just gentle hugs, little bits of acknowledgement, of nurture, of care that we're going to apply to our bodies right now. And it could be something where you say, oh, I'm applying it head to toe. Or it's something where you say, I want to choose my shoulder and my right knee. or if you want to say, I'm going to put them both over my heart, whatever it is, whatever intuitively feels good for you. You don't have to have any rhyme or reason. As you place your hands on wherever it is that you feel, let's go ahead and set a quick intention. That as we collectively, as this community, give ourselves permission for this acknowledgement, for this care, for ourselves and for each other. I give myself permission to be present as much as possible, to be open to receive as much as is safe, and to feel really, really good about my efforts today, regardless of what I experience as my outcome. And let's take in one more breath. Let that out. Nicely done. Okay, so I'm going to check the comments one more time and see what other suggestions have come in. Okay, Gregory shared getting hip replacement surgery in May. Alrighty. If there's something you want to tap on for that, is there an emotion? Are you concerned about the outcome? Would you like to really align yourself with a certain thought, release another thought? Let me know if that's something you want to tap on and what angle you would like to. You just want to feel as little pain as possible until the surgery. How would you like to approach that? Oh, Kat, yes. Feeling stressed by politics. Oof, incredibly relate to that. That is definitely something that we could tap on in a more broad stance of maybe things that we don't feel in control of, things that we don't agree with happening, concern for the future. There are a lot of different ways that we can incorporate feeling stressed by politics, for sure. Mary voted for tinnitus. Got it. FMG. I'm not responding to PPIs for acid reflux, esophagitis, looking to find some relief otherwise. Okay. All right. We can tap on that and see. So there's a lot for physical body today, which is perfect. Okay, and Zarina replying. So I normally wouldn't read through this comment when it's just the you talking to each other, but I think this brings up a solid point that is worth addressing, because I think this is a common stress point that can be found in how do I tap on this. So replying to staying positive, let's see, staying above, staying above all negativity. Okay, and then the reply being, it's not possible, so just don't beat yourself up when it inevitably happens. What we want to find is a place of empowerment somewhere on that spectrum, and it is going to be a different place for each person. When you are approaching something, someone may be in a really heavy place or in a really sticky place of rewriting a lot of their abusive past in history. So it may sound really negative to someone who is in a really good spot, and they're like, no, I just want to keep building and getting better and better. But what is important through whatever it is that you choose is that it's an improvement and that it is something that you can get behind. It feels true. It's something that has clicked where you go, yeah, yes, that. And I'm not saying anybody is right or wrong in what has been expressed, but it is what's most important. Receiving different perspectives, great, solid. But what you can connect with in this space and time is what is going to get your brain to agree to that next release, whether it's your big overall ending release or it's just the next step. Okay. Even if you're like, this doesn't even make sense, it's not practical, it's not real life, why is this what I'm doing? During a time, and sorry for the long share, but I feel like it's important, so I'm still going to do it. During a time where I had been heavily suppressed, I had very little self-value, if any, at this time in my life. And I felt no power. I had no personal power. But I was in a situation where I very much had to engage something. I had to find some kind of personal power. It was very, very important for the scenario that I was in. And I just couldn't find it within my own body. So what I did instead is I created, I went into a meditation and I saw a picture of a scorpion in my mind, which I grew up around scorpions, and they were always terrifying, right? And so I took that and went with it, and I said, yes, I will adopt a scorpion tail. I will just create this energetic scorpion tail, because who would mess with someone who has a giant scorpion tail? Like, who would argue with that person? Who would challenge that person? And it gave me enough of what I needed to be able to find a little bit of ground to stand on. It wasn't perfect. I didn't do perfect, but it was enough. And it was a way that I could connect with some self-power that I couldn't do directly at that time. So that is my explanation of how all of that is pertinent. Okay. Mary is also stressed by politics. Ditto. Okay, Greg, thank you for the explanation. Fearful of outcome, which is very legit. Hello, Lisa. And oh, don't worry about it, Serena. I mean, I'll say that for me. I can't say that for Zahara, but I think that was an important conversation that we had regarding it. So no worries. Hello, Maria. Okay. Oh, thank you, Tanya. Alrighty, let's get into tapping. I feel like I've been talking a lot today. Oh, Eileen, okay. I'm in control as my schedule keeps changing because others cancel or change their dates. Okay, that's fair. And that's tricky. Like, how do you find, your power through that when it's connected to other people? I love this. All right, let's go to physical body first. Just because it's just what I feel. So that's my reasoning, and that's why we're going to do it. Okay. So let's start tapping while we talk. And if you don't have a physical body concern right now, there are a lot of ways that you can approach this. It could be something that you just want to be better. You could tap for your immune system to be reinforced, better cholesterol, better blood pressure. It could be something that you feel in your physical body that isn't necessarily a physical problem, like feeling grief heavy in your heart or feeling anger in your throat. It could be something emotional that is just manifesting in your physical body. So with all of that, choose one thing. Choose what feels the most vibrant to you right now. Even if you have multiple things that you could choose from, choose what feels the most vibrant. I'm thinking about my wording and my approach here. Let's see, I like what was suggested. You keep tapping, I need to scroll. So I had to take my hand off app here. Root issues to physical manifestations. Thank you again, Tanya, for that wording. Okay. As I consider this physical issue that I am currently experiencing in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I am unhappy about this issue and concerned about further outcomes because of it, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though at this moment, I don't have a solution yet, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. this physical issue, this current physical experience in my body, this ongoing experience in my body, desiring to get rid of it, yearning to release it, resolve it in a safe and positive manner. And I may have some idea of how I could do this. I may not have a clue of where to begin. Whether or not I currently have any part of a solution for this issue, I hold space to discover some right now. I wonder. I know what I'm experiencing, but what caused it in the first place? Are there factors that led to this outcome that are continuing to contribute to this outcome that I haven't considered before? Yes. No. I don't know. Whether or not I believe right now that there could be some surprising contributing factors to this, I hold space to be curious about it. Well, bodies are complex, and I suppose it's possible that there are factors to this that I haven't thought of. But I don't want to think about that. What will that give me? More things to blame myself for? More judgment to place on how badly I handled something, or how I didn't know better and I could have if only, or I didn't have the right support, or other really negative statements that I will likely say to myself if I look for ways that this happened. Even if right now, looking for explanations for why I have this physical issue seems harsh and something that will only make me feel worse, I continue to hold space. I hold space for some compassion for myself, for my younger self, who maybe didn't know better. Maybe I could have made a different choice. Maybe I even knew that at the time, and I still chose what I did. I wonder, are there parts of me that feel this outcome is deserving or was inevitable because of choices or events that happened along this path? even if I do feel that it's possible, I feel that this outcome is deserved or was inevitable. And I may need to go back and tap on that at some point. Right now, I give myself permission to unhook that from what I'm currently looking at. It's okay for me to have emotions and work through those. But right now, what I'm curious about is, are there different ways to look at this to find different ways of relief? That's all. And I give myself permission to look for answers to this question right now. Okay. Well, what do I know? I know that I have a body. Very sure on that one. I know that I have symptoms for what is happening to this body. That is mine. I wonder, have I spent time considering what might be impacting those symptoms? Because even though it may not be possible to 100% reverse everything from where I am now, is it possible that I could alleviate some of the symptoms? And if I'm alleviating symptoms, isn't that also alleviating part of the problem? Okay, I'll explore this. How do I alleviate symptoms? Well, maybe I have a symptom that I've forgotten about, like perhaps shoulder tension. And I've just lived so long with my neck feeling tight and my shoulders feeling tight that I forgot how alleviating it could be to reduce. Maybe I forgot how good it feels to just ice down a joint with a frozen bag of peas or an ice cube wrapped in a paper towel. And to just do that for 2 minutes. How long has it been since I've done that? Maybe it's giving myself permission to release emotionally and to acknowledge all of my feelings. Maybe it's allowing myself permission to feel completely absorbed in something that's happy or funny, even if it's not a complete escape, even if it's not a complete answer, but it allows me to have that space. As I consider how I might be able to alleviate some of these symptoms for my overall issue, I hold space to trust in their value, to trust in the value of small steps, to trust in the confidence of small bits of progress. Because isn't it true that even though my body's complex, it's very, very good at taking something positive and applying it. I mean, my goodness, I breathe in air and my muscles can move. I drink water and my blood flows. I eat food and my body builds more of me. I already do some pretty simple things, and my body applies them in really incredibly complex and positive ways. So maybe as I consider these smaller steps that could alleviate some of these root issues that are contributing to this physical outcome, I choose to feel confident in my ability to affect my current state, to affect it now and tomorrow and every day after that. And as I lean into this new habit that I'm choosing, this habit of small steps forward and feeling really good about it, I deeply and completely accept myself. Small steps. Small steps into a problem-solving machine. My machine. My body. My solution. Okay, go ahead and pause on tapping and take a breath. So now take just a moment and notice when you think about how you felt at the beginning of this tap, when you thought about this issue, to how it feels now. Is there a difference? Do you feel more positive? Do you feel more empowered over it? Is maybe the sensation of it less right now? Do you just feel happier? Were you yawning, sighing, crying, getting inspired? Do you feel more energetic right now? All of those are signs that your brain heard your suggestions and said, oh, I like this. Let's shift this template and do that now, and which it will continue to build on, even with you not tapping on it anymore. So good job. All right, let's jump right into the next one. And let me know if that helped everyone who mentioned physical stuff. And we'll do a follow-up on other aspects if we can. Looking through the suggestions. Okay, staying above negativity, sorting out priorities, and politics. For that, we could all say improving my environment. me keep thinking about that for a second. Oh, Priscilla, clearing the blocks to completing my EFT certification. Yay. Yes, let's definitely do that for you. If you want to share those blocks, you can. You do not have to. Or if you don't know what they are, that's okay as well. Lots of yawning. Yay. Feeling good about small steps. Good. Tear-filled eyes. Yes, yes, yes. Big release of tightness. Yay. Hey, Violet. Tears and laughter. Yay. Wonderful. Oh, good job. Way to go. Okay. Yeah, let's do empowerment over my environment. Let's do that. Ooh, Tonita, weight loss. I would say you could work that into this. Empowerment over my environment, and you could categorize that as your body is your environment that you're specifically speaking to, or the environment that makes weight loss difficult for you, whether it's routine, access to someone to assist you, bad habits that are actually coping mechanisms that you're not quite sure how to, release that without also releasing the only way you're able to cope. So hopefully that can tie in for you on this. Let me know if that works for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start tapping. I'm trying to remember the words I just said about environment. Empowerment, more empowerment in my environment. Something along those lines. Let's do it. As I consider the current overall state of my life and this environment within my life, I'm noticing it's not how I want it to be. Even though this current environment in my life is not where I want it to be, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I would really appreciate feeling empowered over my own environment, and right now I don't feel that, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. Even though right now I do not feel in control of my own environment in a way that would feel satisfying and safe for me, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. And I hold space to be surprised at discovering this empowerment. My environment, my current environment, my desired environment, the gap between my current environment and the environment I desire. Even though there is a gap, I continue to hold space to explore building a bridge. I wonder, How could I possibly? And why is it always on me? Why am I always the one that has to figure it out? I don't own all of these aspects. Other people are involved. I have other things to do. This can't take over everything. And I genuinely don't know how much control I have to make this any different than it currently is. And if I did know, I genuinely don't know how much time and energy and headspace I have left to apply to a scenario, even if I found one. Even if these concerns feel 100% true, I still choose right now to keep looking because I genuinely want to improve my environment. Well, I wonder, what are my expectations of what improvement means? And not the outcome. I know what I want for the outcome, or at least some idea of what I want for the outcome. But what are my expectations of what improvement means to get there? What has improvement meant for me in the past? My template for improvement. Maybe it's that I sacrifice more. I dig in deeper. I find some source of power that hurts to activate. I pay for it, but it's worked. It gets me there. I suppose that's one way for improvement. Maybe it's been out of fear of pain or fear of not being safe, fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, fear of shame. Maybe in my past, I've really been motivated by running away from really awful things. Maybe in my past, improvement has been presented to me as I'm the problem, and this is what's wrong with me, and this is how I've failed miserably, and I've just been put in a position of all of the ways where I'm not good enough. And that's a pretty low place to start at. No wonder I wouldn't want that. So if this has been my previous template or anything else resembling these sort of heavier places, no wonder I don't want them. No wonder improvement feels hard and taxing. That is hard and taxing. Maybe they were effective enough and successful because it was the only way I knew how to be successful. But what if I could choose different right now? What if that didn't have to be the way I improve my environment? What if I didn't have to be scared, even if things are scary? What if I didn't have to be angry or resentful, even if things are angering? What if I didn't have to feel embarrassed, even if I'm new at this and I'm quite bad at it right now? How is that even possible? It doesn't make sense. If something is hard, it feels hard. If something is angering, it feels angry, right? That's how it works, right? Hmm. As I consider what might be the difference between my feelings, my choices, and how that affects my environment, I deeply and completely accept myself. It is true, I have feelings, and I absolutely will have feelings about this. And it's okay for me to have feelings about this. Of course, of course, I have feelings about this. But I wonder, do those feelings then become my environment? Do those feelings become my building blocks for every thought, every action, every plan that I make? And if so, how could that be different? How could I choose different? As I consider how I could choose different, I deeply and completely accept myself. I acknowledge that I want to choose different. I want this to feel better. And that in and of itself, that's really great because not everybody reaches this point. Not everybody reaches a point where they genuinely want better for themselves, for each other. And it's really incredible that I get to be here. Even if right now it's strained and it's a bit of a pain point because I don't know how to make it feel better than it does right now, but I acknowledge myself for wanting it and for reaching for it. Hmm, well, that feels nice. What if that helped me shift my environment? Even if whatever I experience is heavy, and I acknowledge that it's heavy because it is, but then, but then I say, but I'm here and we will find a way out. But I'm trying because I care about you. But you're not alone because other people want better too. And what if because I'm just acknowledging why this matters. That in and of itself allows my environment to feel better, to feel safer, to feel more loving, more kind, more strong. Okay, that sounds great. But how does that help me action wise? Like feeling better is great. Don't get me wrong. Feeling happy is fantastic. But my environment still has these heavy attributes. So I wonder, how does shifting how I feel help me shift this other heaviness? Well, isn't it true that when I focus and feel really deeply into negative things, that I can reinforce those negative things? And it becomes easier to acknowledge that and more difficult to acknowledge other, even neutral things. Neutral things are happy things. It's very easy to spiral on bad stuff. I wonder, can I spiral on good stuff? Is that a thing? Does anybody talk about how they spiral into good things? Maybe I can try it. Maybe I'll create it. Maybe I'll make it a trend. And I can start with just acknowledging in myself about why this matters, about why it's important, why it bothers me in the first place, because I care, because I want, because I try, because I hope. And maybe this environment is really big, and maybe it goes far beyond my own reach. But also, maybe if I give a little bit of a spiral of happiness for myself, for someone else, just a smile, a text, a hug, doesn't that spread the influence? And then I'm not having to do it all. And then maybe that can get really big too. And I can hold on to that. And I can contribute to that. And it's possible that there are a lot of factors that I haven't considered yet in this environment. Boundaries, laws, practical action steps, and that's okay. All of those, absolutely, I can consider and deal with properly. But in each of those steps, I choose to acknowledge my chance to offer myself and to anybody else that I choose an equal amount of empowerment, even if it's just acknowledging how much it matters because of how much we care. And as I choose to give this a try. I allow myself to be open to seeing the results. Maybe I won't really notice anything, and it's fine. I'll kind of do it. But also, maybe I'll notice a big difference. And maybe this is that pivot that I've been hoping for. My environment, my choices, and my environment. What matters? Focusing on the positives of what matters. Giving equal weight to the positive. And as I move forward with this new experiment of mine, I deeply and completely accept myself. Pause and take a breath. Now take just a moment and consider the environment that you are tapping on. And notice if it feels more manageable, more calm, even just more open, more curious, more possible. If you have ideas about something or an idea that you had that you forgot about and now you remember, if you had any of those signs that we've already mentioned, the sighing, the crying, the yawning, the relaxation, an energy shift, if you feel sleepy, all of those are positive signs that your brain said, ooh, yes, let's latch onto that. Let's integrate that. And now you will start to see the benefit of that in your life, even without tapping on it again. Though if it worked for you, I definitely suggest continuing to tap on it. All right, we have just a few minutes. We'll do a closing tap. I will glance. Okay, good. Just to make sure no one felt left hanging. Let's just do a closing tap. I feel like we kind of focused on small things to get to big outcomes. So let's kind of wrap up with that. I'm going to tap on my heart. I just feel very emotionally tender right now. Just wanting to express gratitude and love and hope and connection. There's so much good. As I reach the end of this tapping session, I choose to acknowledge the array of power that exists. There's power in so many ways, in so many facets, and in so many amounts. Something very small can have an immense impact. And even something as casual as one person sitting turning into three people sitting together becomes a group, a community. And there's real beauty in that. And there's power in my words. There's power in my thoughts and in my feelings. And maybe I'm just learning that it's okay for me to explore choosing those. And maybe I am new to considering that that's a power of mine and not something to be blamed for or judged for or any negative attachment to my feelings or to the word power or to what I have as a person. But that maybe these positive feelings I have inside are already proof of my ability to impact, even with a word, with a smile. And I acknowledge that I have strength that I can lean into in my loved ones, my community here, and even all of those who love me that I don't even know about, who think about me, who want me to do well, because me doing well is positive for everyone. And I do want that for others, even those I don't know. So absolutely, I accept that there are others that I don't know who really want that for me. And as I move forward with these possibly new, possibly revisited concepts of small steps, I hold tight to the knowledge that that does not mean small outcome. I choose to believe small steps, enormous outcome. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, go ahead and pause and take a breath. Thank you so much for being here with me. I love this time with you. It is so meaningful to me that you come here, that you make time out of your day or night, that you share, that you express where you're hurting, where your vulnerabilities are, and that you connect, that you hold that space and allow this to be meaningful, because it could not happen without you. And that is fully inclusive, whether you're watching the video, if you don't comment in the live chat, being here, you're felt and you matter, and I adore you. I love you so much. Have a wonderful week. I hope I get to see you next Tuesday, but I'll be thinking of you always. I'll see you soon. Mwah.